Tell me, what kind of Star Wars fan are you?
I am the type of Star Wars fan that doesn't even have a favorite movie. I just want to live in the universe of Star Wars continually, in perpetuity, forever. So when people are like, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? I'm like, there is no Star Wars movie. There is only Star Wars.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
So when are you writing a Star Wars movie?
Oh, please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy.
Ideas?
There's only one queen, and that's Queen Mecha. Hello, everyone. I am Queen Mecha, your favorite consumer advocate, Harpy. We have some Acolyte updates for the Star Wars series that nobody wanted, except for Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye Headland, personal assistant to Mr. Harvey. Mr. Harvey, who is not a giant Cthulhu monster that will squash and destroy No, not that Harvey. The Harvey that worked in Hollywoodland with all of the secretaries that would bring him actresses. Yeah, one of the bad guys. And, well, Leslye Headland, who idolized and adored Harvey Weinstein and hoped he would forgive her for writing her play that got her noticed and got her attention in Hollywoodland. Leslye Headland is back, and thanks to our good buddy Data Racer. Shout out to Data Racer 117 over on the Twitter land, in the Twitter universe, where everything is just everything's crazy. Don't go to Twitter. It's crazy. Unless you want to follow Data Racer, he knows everything about everything. He has an interview with Leslye Headland that he's discovered for her new show. There's some bullet points here. 1, she thinks Star Wars is about politics and fan opinions are not valid. You can shove your politics up your backside, Leslye Headland. My opinion is more valid than yours because I pay your salary. I pay you money when I buy your product. So my money counts. Yours, I don't care. I don't care, Leslye. Hired a writer who's never seen Star Wars. To be fair, it's probably better not seeing it at all instead of, loving The Last Jedi or something. That'd be pretty terrible. Female and queer representation is a top priority. I literally want to cry when I see it. Yeah, I want to cry when I hear the word queer. You know why? It means something is amiss, something's awry, something's wrong, something isn't quite right. And I, for one, am highly offended as an LGBTQ LMNOPXYZ person myself. I do not find anything queer about it. I find that anybody who is of legal age who wants to be in love with whoever or however many people they want who are legal age and consenting, that is a beautiful thing. There's nothing queer or wrong about it. Thank you very much, Leslye Headland. Stop using the word queer. I don't like it. I don't like it very much. I think it's offensive. It is not a top priority either. You know what's a priority? Baby effing Yoda. Baby Yodas are a priority. And I literally cry whenever I don't see him on screen anymore. He's the only thing I want to watch. He states this is going to be a train. Oh yeah, I think so. Favorite Star Wars. This is Star Wars. You make your own.
There is no Star Wars movie. There is only Star Wars.
That's because she can't name any of them. We've said this for countless months now. She can't name Star Wars. The Acolyte showrunner. Oh, this is from Comic Book Resources. So, from check marks, from CBR. Explains why queer representation in the Star Wars universe is so important to her as a super fan. A super fan! Well, if you were a super fan, you wouldn't want to hear anything. You would be like, oh, they're kissing. Says you would have been a fan since you were the age you wouldn't have wanted to see that on screen. You were more interested in the laser swords, as they like to refer to it now, and space wizards. She isn't worried about the passionate fan base of the franchise when it comes to crafting her show. Well, because she knows we're going to rip it a new one based on her identity politics. And she explains why writing a Star Wars... That's real. That's real. I thought that wasn't real. I thought that was fake. I thought that was an explains hiring a writer who hasn't watched Star Wars to help. Why are you have to explain it? Hasn't watched Star Wars. I made a joke. I didn't know they were serious. And she hopes to keep reflecting George Lucas's political themes. All right, well, he's highlighted some of the best parts. Thanks, Data Racer. In particular, we're going to lean into this particular genre. We know that inspired George, and for that goes ideology as well. I mean, it's funny because a lot of the feedback that I'll get, and I'll use the term feedback very lightly, but when I do go on social media, the feedback is, don't make Star Wars political. I'm like, George made it political. Those are political films. We didn't like that, though. We didn't want to hear about the trade routes and all that crap in the prequels. Don't you get it? We didn't like those because those were stupid plots that we didn't want to hear about. At least that's one of the things that I didn't like about it. I'm like, why am I listening to all these political debates in Star Wars? Where's the fun? And then they made it too kiddie with Jar Jar stepping in poop.
Ah, word.
So no, don't make it political, okay? Just make it good guys versus bad guys. Don't get too deep into it. None of these, oh, well, you're just misunderstood. Or, oh, we need to sell you 27 comic books to explain something that our writers were too shitty to explain. I think that's why they hire shitty writers. So they can sell you 27 more comic books just to explain a backstory. So they're feeding off the lowest common denominator of fan who wouldn't have been interested when it was actually good because they wouldn't have been able to get it. This is like Star Trek all over again. These are people like myself, like later in life Dave Filoni acolytes. I literally had one writer that was like, I've never seen any of them. I've never seen any Star Wars media. After she's texting me before we started the room, she's like, Luke and Leia and brother or sister? What the? Oh, not only, were you raised under a rock? Did she come out of a cult or something? How do you know? A lot has changed. A lot of nerdy or geeky things are still coded as male. That's not necessarily true. Women just geek out over different things sometimes than men, alright? This is fun. To have the power when you're creating media to just put in certain types of people that maybe aren't necessarily in normal mainstream content or media is just, I know that for people who don't identify that way, it doesn't seem important, but to us, it's no, not to all of us. Actually, a lot of us are saying, okay, we're overrepresented. We're tired of seeing ourselves on screen. Do we need a gay stereotype in every fucking thing? No, we don't. All right, because then it's always a gay stereotype. It's always a gayer than gay, gay, super gay stereotype.
Oh my.
Look what they do with the women. They give them all butch haircuts.
Oh, you sexy thing.
You have to feel like this is speaking directly to you, regardless of what you might be going through. No, you got to feel like you can identify with the message or the fun or the journey. Like, I identify more with characters that don't look anything like me. Are you that superficial? You only care about your label? That's like saying you can only watch something with, people with your same hair color. And you change that, because I've seen pictures of Leslye Headland with light brown hair and her natural dark brown Fred Flintstone hair. One of the characters I gravitated towards and wrote fan fiction about or identified with, could they be seen as gay or queer characters? Alright, probably, one of the things we did in our writer's room was to kind of break the ice with who's your favorite Star Wars character. And you could tell what people said when I said mine. Well, yeah, you're gay, that's because you're gay, but it's true. Except in something like the new Punky Brewster. I did a video on this where I basically did a review of Punky Brewster accidentally inside of there, the revival, the reboot. The best friend Sherry, she's a lesbian now, and they actually did this. What's your favorite Star Wars character that you identify with?
If you were a Star Wars Lego, who would you identify as? I'd be Princess Leia because I'm old school.
And the gay lesbian character said she identified with Princess Leia, who is not a lesbian. And her lesbian girlfriend said, I identify with this character because this is a gay character.
I would be a Commander Daisy. She was the first LGBTQ character in the Star Wars universe.
And the person they were trying to, coax out of the closet said that they identified with Yoda. All right. And that kid, actually, it was a kid too. They were trying to figure out, okay, are you gay? Are you this? Are you that? What's your gender? What's your gender identity? What's your pronoun? The kid basically said, hey, chill out. Do you know everything about yourself? Did you know everything about yourself when you were my age? And the parents are like, and Spunky Brewster, she's the mom, right? And Freddie freaking Prinze Jr. is the dad. And he's like, and they're like, no, we didn't know. Well, just let me figure it out as I go along. So to give somebody only the stereotype to identify with is restrictive, isn't it? It's regressive. It's bringing us back to this stereotype, which we've been trying so damn hard to get away from. Oh, for flipping flip's sake, I'm tired of this. I am tired of ranting about this. Leslye Headland is just going to give us another piece of giant steaming pile of crap Star Wars that nobody wants, that's going to be filled with representation instead of story. Fine, you want something that's just as shallow and vapid as you are, you go right ahead and watch it. I'm going to watch something with a little more substance, like a Japanese UFO catcher video. I'm MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Type up